Hey guys, how are you doing today? Good. How's everybody doing? Oh man, I gotta get this camera thing working right here. Hopefully I get better focus this time. Maybe I'll put it up here. Sorry guys. How's everybody doing today? Good. So you can see the title is what? Stop trying too hard to manifest it, right? That's what I want to focus on today. Stop trying too hard to manifest stuff. Let me get this camera hooked up here. Maybe better this way then. There we go. Okay, much better. All right. What's up? What's up? Look, people. I got something to tell you, right? I got some good news for you, right? So check this out. You cannot manifest what's already yours. Let me repeat that. I got to get it in your head. You cannot manifest what is already yours. I want you to think about that for a second. You may be looking at me like, what is this guy talking about? What's already mine? Well, if you don't understand this, then I gotta show you how stuff works, man. I gotta show you like what you are, how you create your world. So that's what we gotta do. Hello guys. Thank you for these long videos. Truly nourishing. Yeah, I notice you guys love making those long videos. So I'm gonna continue to make a hello from UK, from all over. Hi. So look, I have this thing, right? I say, stop trying to manifest what's already yours. Before we go into it, let me see here. So I got that podcast channel, right? So Sunny and I came up with this. Sunny, by the way, Sunny's my co-host on the podcast, and she created a raffle so that we could give back to you guys. The raffle is you could win. I think second prize is like $1,000. First prize, then you could get a trip out here to Miami with me, and then we have Sunny here. We can have pick my brain. We could talk. Just a fly out here to Miami and meet me and Sunny. So that's something you guys like to enter. Just go to the Quantum Chosen One podcast channel, and the link in the description is there so you can enter a raffle. It should be fun though. All right, so back to the lessons today. Stop trying so hard to manifest what's already yours. So look, this is the mistake people make, man. This is a big mistake we make. We disassociate ourselves from our desires. Yeah, we disassociate ourselves from our desires. I wonder what that means. Somebody's like, what do you mean? Well, when you have a desire, so let me show you how it works with your mind, all right? So desires always come from the conscious mind and the ego. Ego is what creates our desires, all right? So when you want to manifest something, that's really your ego doing that for you. See, the ego plays an important part in our life. So I think we give an ego this bad rep, but you truly need a conscious mind to help you in this thing. The conscious and the subconscious, they're supposed to work together. So your desires will come from your ego. Your beliefs now, they're coming from your subconscious mind. All right? You understand that? So remember now, a belief will always trump a desire, right? So let's say you have a desire to make more money. That's your desire. I want to make more money, right? But your belief is you aren't worthy enough to make more money. Which one is going to win? The belief. Now, here's a tip now. However, when you do have a desire, even though it's coming from your ego mind, whenever you do have a desire, all of your desires were already preloaded or already pre-downloaded into your being, into your consciousness. So any desire you ever have right now was preloaded from your authentic self for you to achieve the desire. So there's no whim desires. You don't get desires on a whim. If you have a desire, it means that was something that was already predestined. So if you ever have a desire to make more money, to be more healthy, to find this, to do that, it wasn't a whim. It's not like, oh man, maybe I can get it. It was a program that you are designed to get it. Get that? Make sure you got that, right? Right. I want to repeat that because I think this is important. Whenever we have desires, they are preloaded from our authentic selves. And a desire is designed for you to achieve the desire. But here's where it gets us messed up though. Here's what messes us up. The subconscious mind sabotages our desires. So what I'm saying to you is, from the moment you have a desire to achieve something, you don't really have to manifest it, so to speak. When I mean manifest it, you don't have to try hard. It was already designed for you to achieve the thing. The only thing you have to do is to get in a state of harmony, which is what I'm going to show you how to do that, is to get in a state of harmony with your desire. State of harmony means to change the belief to match the desire. That's a state of harmony. That's all you have to do. So most people, they spend so much energy, man, trying to like manifest. They try to like they'll you know, I met individuals that will spend like 5-6 hours a day just listening to subliminals. You don't have to do that, guys. They'll spend 2-3 hours visualizing, 2 hours meditating, half their days taken up because they were taught that to get what I want, I have to put on like this rigorous method to manifest your stuff. You don't have to do that. I repeat, guys, you don't have to do that. You don't have to spend half your day on spiritual stuff. You don't have to spend half your day meditating, visualizing, and affirmations, guys. You don't have to do that. You're trying too hard. I needed to do this topic for a long time because I see a lot of it. I get so much questions. I mean, what really triggered me to do this was when I got a question in my Instagram, and this person said they spend 6 hours a day on spiritual work. I'm like, whoa, you don't have to do it. So you guys see what I mean? Any questions on that? Desire and belief? You want me to go over that? Because I really want you to get it so you can understand what's happening here in your mind. So let me go again. A desire means that thing. If you got anything that comes in your head or your heart that you want to do, you've already done that stuff. That was preloaded. That was downloaded from you. You've done it already. You just get enough memory banks. You've done it already in a previous life. You've done it already in another dimension of the universe. It's already done. You brought it with you to this universe or this world to do it again. You catch that? Repeat it. Any desire you have, you've already done it somewhere. Now you brought it back to this life to do it again. Okay? Okay, Mark, if this is true, why can't I do it again? Well, this is where I'm going to teach you why you can't do it again. It is because now your subconscious doesn't hold desires. Your subconscious holds beliefs. Beliefs will always trump desires. Key point. You can override your subconscious beliefs to get your desires, but that takes a lot of work. That's called willpower. When you do willpower, that's where you force and you try and you get your desires, but what ends up happening, you're not going to keep your desires because your subconscious holds the beliefs. Those beliefs will come back. So you can't blame your subconscious for holding beliefs because that's how it's created. It's a program. Your subconscious is not a very conscious, authentic person like how you think. It's more of a data bank of information, and it runs through programs. See how that works, right? So someone asked a question here, Yansley. So is visualizing and meditating twice a day, is that considered too much? No. Let me tell you what's considered too much. You know when you're doing too much when you start to feel overwhelmed, when you start to feel like you don't have enough time to do your other stuff, when you start to feel resistance, when you start to feel and look for it, that's when you're doing too much. You could visualize twice a day. You could visualize once a day. Look, how I do this stuff now, because I know how this works now. I don't spend a lot of time visualizing anymore, because all I just do snapshots now. I think about what I want, and I just get a quick feeling of it, and then I move on. That's it. What I do consistently, though, is that every day I'm consistently impressing my subconscious mind. Now, that's what you have to do, because you want to keep your subconscious mind up to date. Your subconscious mind is like a program, like your phone, your software. You want to keep your software up to date in your phone, right? Notice what your phone does to you. You don't have to ask your phone for an update. They automatically send it over the air. Sometimes when you're sleeping at night, the phone automatically updates itself. You need constant updates, because if you don't have your phone updated, you're going to get glitches, your apps will freeze. Same thing with your subconscious. If you don't update your subconscious, you're going to get glitches, your apps are going to freeze. What do I mean by that? You're going to get glitches, you're going to start to get stuff that you don't want because your mind is not focused on it. Your apps are going to freeze, your body's going to be out of harmony, you're not going to feel well, you're going to get a lot of depression because your subconscious is being bombarded with negative stuff, other people's beliefs. So the only thing you got to do is just continue to upgrade your subconscious. And look, again, this is so easy. I'm going to show you again. Mark, how do I upgrade my subconscious? Here's the answer. So simple. Constantly surround yourself every day with new empowering and motivational information. That's how you keep your subconscious updated. By constantly exposing myself to new empowering motivational information. There's tons of that out there. That's how you keep your subconscious updated. You see how that works? So, as someone says, what was this? House of Aurora says, I did that too. But I like randomly doing my affirmations. Okay, if you like doing your affirmations, you're fine. If you like doing what you're doing, you're fine. But listen, let's be real. No one's gonna sit down for 6 hours. You're not going to really like doing that. I don't care who you are. You're going to do that because you think that's what you need to do. I could see you doing it for an hour or two, or even if you like doing it 6 hours, you got to stop it because you don't need to do that. You don't have to do that to create what you want. Does that make sense? You can't do that, people. All right, so let's go back to desires and the beliefs now. So anytime you have a desire, it means that you're meant to achieve the thing. So when you have a desire, guys, you don't have to keep searching or looking for your desire to show up to you. The more you search, the more you look, the more it's going to hide from you. When you stop searching and looking, then it's not going to hide from you. Then it's going to come out for you to see it. That's with anything. When you stop trying to need and want something, that's when it's going to hide from you. When you stop thinking about the thing and let the thing go, that's when the thing will show itself to you. And that's the nature of reality of the universe, because there's nothing hidden in the universe. It's only hidden to our senses because our senses are so limited. Everything is a constant flow. Everything is very transparent. You just can't see your desires. You can't see your dreams because you don't have the vision consciously or physically to perceive that world, that reality. But however, it is right amongst you and I right now. The only part of your consciousness that has the ability to perceive or to decode that stuff is your unconscious mind, and that's where the problem lies now. When you and I came in from the universe, and we came into our physical body here to experience human beings, we came with a subconscious mind. The subconscious mind now is so powerful that it's like a double-edged sword. It can make our lives very successful, happy, but it can make our lives a living hell. And unfortunately, we didn't have the choice when we were born we didn't have the choice of what were or was being placed in our subconscious mind. And a lot of the stuff is from like limitations and lack. So I want you to know something, right? You got to remember this. Look, you got to write this down because this is important. Write this down. My desires are stored in my conscious mind. And in my conscious mind, when I have a desire, it's meant for me to achieve it. My beliefs are stored in my subconscious mind. I got to write that down. Write this down. My beliefs will always trump my desires because my beliefs control my actions and habits. So if I want to manifest my stuff really simple, I must go in and change my beliefs. I don't have to worry about changing my desires because I'm conscious of that stuff. I can go ahead and I can create my desires anytime I want. Any desire I get or that comes into my being is a desire that's meant to achieve. So now the question is, okay, now what do I do to change the belief? Now there's the thing you got to do now. To change your subconscious belief now, it's not like you're having a desire. We tend to try to change our subconscious consciously by thinking about it or by being aware of it. That alone can't change your subconscious beliefs. To change your subconscious beliefs now, that's where it gets tricky. Change your subconscious beliefs, you got to do a couple stuff. You have to do self-hypnosis or hypnotherapy, and you also have to expose yourself constantly to new and empowering information like I've been saying to you. Those are things that can change your subconscious beliefs. And also be aware of your patterns. We all have patterns. Be aware of your patterns, be aware of how you feel, and then you can use subliminals, which will easily knock them out. And also a very important thing about your beliefs, guys, is the people who you surround yourself with. People have the biggest influence on our paradigm. Johnny Lester says, hi Mark, how does assuming works? All right, so assuming is like expecting. Assuming is similar to the placebo effect. But in order for someone to assume, now here's the thing now, you hear about law of assumption. In order for that to work, you really have to don't care. You really have to don't care about your desires. What do I mean by that? You're fine either way. You get what you want or you don't get what you want. You just know, like, yo, if I get what I want or I don't get what I want, I know I'm going to be good anyway because the universe is going to provide somehow. That makes the law of assumption work. So how the law of assumption works? By having no attachment to the outcome of your desires. For example, you just see something you like, you just say, man, you know what? I want that, I desire that. And then you just let that stuff go and you think about it playfully and you move on. There is no thinking like, man, what if I don't get it? Man, will I be, when you start to get into that realm, that's where you start to screw up your manifesting process. Manifestation process really screws up when we get into the realm of like the need of it. Like, man, definitely need that, man. I can't see myself without that. What a disappointment if I don't get it. How people look at me. I told them I was going to do this. What happens when I don't get it? That's where now you're going. Now you're going against the grain. Now you're going against who you are. Mark, I can look into the future, and my twin flame wife is a big dreamer. All of us can look into the future. High levels of non-resistance or something. Yes, high levels of non-resistance makes the law of assumption work. For someone to exercise the law of assumption, which is basically the flow state I talk about, is someone that just don't care about outcomes. It's someone that, now listen, there's a difference between someone that's not disciplined. I'm not this what I'm speaking about is something highly disciplined. To have the I don't care attitude, you gotta be highly disciplined, man. The I don't care attitude is the most powerful secret to manifest anything, man. Anything, man. If you can develop the I don't care attitude, IDC, I don't care attitude, man, you're going to manifest a whole bunch of stuff, man. Because when you don't care, there's nothing that has power over you. Nothing can own you, man. That's the approach I have with everything I do now. The I don't care attitude. It doesn't mean I don't have empathy. It just says I don't care how whatever outcome it is. I mean, this is what I want. This is what I desire, and I move on. And I'm just like, okay, all right, I'm chilling. I'm like, all right, I know it's gonna come, but I'm not looking like, damn, what if it doesn't come? Or because I don't care about it. I'm like, okay, I put it out. I expect it's gonna happen, and that's it. That's I don't care thing. Wait, my ego comes in and like, Mark, what if it doesn't happen? Da da da. Then I go to my ego. I was like, well, if it doesn't happen, then the universe got something better for me. I don't care. See that? Even my own mind can't go against me now, because my mind says, damn, this guy don't care. I'm trying to make him feel a certain type of way, but he's not buying into it. That's the flow state. That's where you have the utmost optimal levels of non-resistance. That's the fountain of what you call energetic manifestation right there. Would you call that stoicism, the I don't care thing? Similar to stoicism. I don't let go easily. Well, you gotta learn that's one of the key requirements to I don't care is you gotta be able to let go easily. You can't let anything hold you, guys. How to know if the subconscious is limited? Leah asks, how to know if the subconscious is limited? Well, if you want to know if your subconscious is limited, then look at the patterns in your life. Like, just look right now where your life is. That will give you an indication if your subconscious is limited. Also, look around the people you associate yourself with. They'll tell you if your subconscious is limited. Also, look at how you feel about these things: money, love, self-respect. Those are indications that your subconscious is limited. Also, your subconscious can talk to you when you have dreams. Dreams can also let you know if your subconscious is limited. Certain dreams will have a pattern of the certain dream. Some people will have a dream every night. They have the same dream over and over for years. I think I did talk to someone on the podcast, and that was an indication of a subconscious limitation. Can you give your opinion on God versus Satan? Mac Miller. Okay, this is my opinion. This is my belief. Okay, this is what I've experienced as someone grew up from both spectrums, heavily into Christianity, read the Bible, everything, and then looking at it from a different perspective. I believe that God and Satan are creation or symbolisms for the ego and the higher self. Good and evil concepts we make up, which are that way, and I attribute that to science, the study of quantum science and quantum physics. And then as I peer deep into the quantum world and how quantum physics or quantum theory works, I begin to realize that we are both the God and the Satan at the same time, because they're just aspects of our personality or aspects of our different views according to the conscious and the subconscious mind. One mind can be the God, one mind can be the devil. That's my opinion. What does it mean when you dream of a card with the word windfall written in it? Shannon, come on. Seriously? Guys, you can answer this for Shannon. What does it mean when you dream of a card with the word windfall written on it? Someone answer that for Shannon, because that's a rhetorical question, and you don't need to answer that one. Someone can answer it. Windfall. When people hear a windfall, lottery is windfall, inheritance is windfall, millions, money, windfall, windfalls, change of life. That's right, Isaiah. It means the emoji with all those money faces. It means you're getting money. I think a lot of you guys know. I think a lot of you guys know what this stuff means. You just want to get my take on it, but deep down you know. But you're just like, man, let me see if Mark. I just want to know what Mark thinks about this. But you already know the truth. You just want to get confirmation. How to dream lottery numbers. If that's a desire for you to win the lottery, then the lottery comes to you in a couple ways. You can ask your higher self for the numbers. It can give you the numbers. If you don't get the numbers, then you just go do the quick pick. So it depends on your higher self. See how that works? Money is coming. Yeah, the thing now. All right, so back to the stop trying to manifest, make it so hard. All right, so here's the next thing you understand about this stuff, right? So we are constantly shifting into what we call parallel realities every given millisecond. This right now, you and I were in different realities. They look identical to they look identical, but there's something a little different that you and I can't notice. Quantum science says this has to happen. So we're constantly shifting into these parallel realities. And what's today? So there's this big thing going on, right? You heard about the, what is it, the CERN, the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland there, right? So I've been seeing a little stuff popping up here about they're opening up gates to the hell, or they're going to create a wormhole, or CERN is going to take your consciousness. We're gonna tap into like a parallel dimension. We're gonna bring like spirits and stuff from that dimension into this dimension, all that stuff, right? How many of you guys, like, are you guys familiar with that stuff? I think the collider goes online tomorrow. All right, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about the CERN, like tearing dimensions, and you think it's possible? You think it's gonna happen? I'll show you. Kind of explain to you what's really happening, right? You familiar with it? Right. That's good. Yes, I'm always in my car, man. So who's familiar with the CERN thing? Some things already happening. Cool. Yeah, the CERN thing here. Dream about winning the lottery. So I'll say this: you guys don't have to worry about like going into another dimension, and you don't have to worry about beings coming from another dimension. Yeah, people are overreacting. This is from the Body Electric supplement. Yeah, people are overreacting over CERN. I made a video yesterday. Yes, they don't think they have control. Happy we found you. Thank you. Yeah. So look, so the CERN thing, guys, is this, right? So because you gotta, there's a lot of stuff going on, and you want to be informed. There's so much information out there, and a lot of it is fear. It's making people start to question like their reality. So here's what's happening. All they're doing there, they are just colliding protons, which you and I are made of, at a high energy wave, and they smash these protons together. And what they're looking for to see how, what they call the Big Bang, how it began, the very instant of the Big Bang. So they're looking for new particles, and they're also looking for what we call the evidence of parallel dimensions or parallel worlds, according to string theory. So they're not tearing a hole in the dimension. Well, some particles may appear from another dimension, but we're talking quantum particles, and as soon as these particles appear, they immediately decay. So just looking for signatures, and it doesn't have enough power to even tear or make dimensional. I mean, nature itself has more power. When the sun spits what's called cosmic rays out to us, when a cosmic ray interacts with the Earth's atmosphere, that creates more power than CERN could ever create. And that's happening right now, and you don't see anybody shifting our dimensions or any beings jumping in here, right? So just be aware that it's not that deep. They say gates of hell, yeah, opening. It's not that deep. Hi, Mark. Can we manifest first by subliminal brainwave, only without doing affirmation? Thank you. Yep, you can do that. You can use subliminals to do the affirmations for you to manifest. Interdimensional access is here now. It's all vibration. We choose heaven or hell. Yeah, we are constantly moving in dimensions because, as I said, we are every second of every minute or whatever you want to call it. Our brains are calculating decisions. Your brain calculates millions of bits of information per second. That's but your subconscious calculates billions with a B per second. And all those billion bits of information is calculating. You're actually shifting dimensions each time you go. You're shifting a parallel version of yourself. So we are dimensional beings, right? What power is created through giving others fear control, right? Mark, I just won. Christopher Jones. Mark, I just won the Georgia Cash 3 a few days ago. My higher self kept showing me 416 all day long. I won that the same day. Visualized 416 intentional. Won the same day 5 tickets. 1,450 straight box. Yep, that's how it works. That's the higher self. Mark, can you make a subliminal video on creating the most types of powerful subliminal echoes? Yep, I'm actually working on. I'm creating some subliminals for you guys just to destroy fear limiting beliefs. I'm gonna have that soon on my website. How can you pinpoint where resistance is? That's a good question. This is from Kim Kelly. So you can pinpoint where resistance is by how you feel about the object of your desire. That's how you can pinpoint resistance. Resistance will usually show up as the following. You'll either feel procrastination, you'll feel intimidation, you'll feel unworthy, you will feel guilt, you will feel shame, you'll feel like you're not good enough, you'll put others above you, and you'll settle. Settling is the biggest sign of resistance. When you settle for what you want, but you think you can't get it, so you settle. Settling is one of the biggest signs that you have resistance. Okay? Keep that in mind. Don't settle. Yeah. So every moment we enter a new dimension. Yes. Because remember, guys, so we are made from the same elements of the particles that are creating everything, right? So we have protons and electrons, right? So the natural state of particles, the natural state now of a particle is a wave. A wave means that the natural state for us is to be in 2, 3, 4 places at the same time. Not only that, it says that we are in infinite places at the same time. That's the natural state of a particle. The question is like, man, how can I be in like infinite places at the same time? Theoretically you can, physically not here though. In theory you can, because it says that the particles have to duplicate you and I, and they have to exist in a dimension parallel, so it continues on and on. So if you look at a particle, before a particle is observed, the particle goes into what we call superposition. In physics, a superposition means all possible states. When the particle is observed, it assumes a definite position, which it means it inhabits a dimension. It's either on this earth, it goes on another earth. So our natural state as light beings, as energetic vibrational beings we are constantly in a state of superposition. That means we are experiencing every possible outcome that you can ever think of. And we shift and we go into the outcome based on this. our state of being. Your state of being will dictate which one of those realities or the dimension you're going to inhabit. So what is your state of being? Your state of being is the two categories: how you feel and what you're thinking about. What we think about and how we feel causes the field to change from superposition to assume a dimension. Does that make sense? You understand how that works? So if you want to live your best life, if you want to inhabit the best version, if you want to attract those great stuff or whatever you're looking for, you have to be aware of your state of being. So your state of being is, what do I think about daily and how do I feel daily? And those are two things now that we can control. A lot of stuff you may not be able to control, but you can definitely control what you think, and we can definitely control how I feel. Would you agree? Right? I mean, most of the time we can control how you feel. I mean, something may come up sometime, and you may catch you off guard, but you'll know how you feel, right? And so you have a decision. You could either stay in the feeling, or you can exit the feeling and choose a new feeling. So what happens is, a lot of people, they don't do this. A lot of people get accustomed to their feelings and the way they think, and then that becomes a problem, because when you get accustomed to the way you think and the way you feel, it changes your subconscious program. Your subconscious now gets accustomed to the way you think and the way you feel, and it automatically makes you think and feel that way every day. So every day now you get up, you're in a habit mode now. Now most people, they don't get up every day and think positive and feel positive. That's just the truth. So because you don't get up every day, think and feel positive, your subconscious now is going to run a program to make you get up every day not to think positive and feel positive, which becomes your reality. So you see how that works? So if you want to break the cycle, you have to become aware of that thing, the state of being. State of being is the most powerful thing that takes you to these dimensions. That's the only way you can enter a dimension or a parallel dimension, is a state of being. Got it? State of being. You gotta go to the red and wake up after nice things. Yes, I choose and align with my infinite abundance. Yep. I see everything around me as past that awakens me silent receive to open new things. Oh wow, thank you. Good morning. Choose wisely. This is fascinating. Yeah. Yeah, the state of being thing is really simple, man. Most people don't realize that, because you have to understand that your subconscious is the belief paradigm of your world, the belief system there. Your desires are held in your regular mind. And now you learn that. I don't even think most people knew that. Did you know that? Did you know that desires are held in the conscious part and beliefs are held in the subconscious? Did you know that? Probably didn't, right? Most of you, did you know what I said earlier? Did I say that your desires are meant for you to achieve? Do other dimensions impact each other? On a subatomic level, they do. And then some dimensions don't impact us at all. Some dimensions are not available to our senses. In those dimensions, though, they can affect us, but we can't affect them. That's because those usually mean they're higher dimensions. Higher dimensions mean they have more senses or power over reality, so they can perceive us more. And right now, you and I, right at this very moment I'm speaking to you, we just traversed a trillion dimensions within a minute span. Probably more than that. We just traversed 1 trillion dimensions. And I would say about half of those dimensions we just went through, we aren't even aware of them, because the laws of physics are slightly tuned, therefore we can't detect it, because the way our bodies evolutionize, our nervous system, our senses, it passed right through us like ghosts. Like, if this sounds like science fiction to you, I know it does, but it's actually science fact now. There's hard evidence showing that, because now we're utilizing what we call string theory. We have quantum loop gravity theory, which are just very promising stuff that are showing all of this stuff happening, right? Jonathan asks, so any desire is meant for me to achieve or already achieve in another reality? Yes, that's correct. If you have a desire, it literally means somewhere in your past life or in your reincarnation or whenever you came here, it means you have done that thing not once, not twice, trillions, infinite times. You just chose to bring it to this lifeline again so you can recreate it. That's why it came with you. If you don't have the desire, that means you didn't want it. Whatever comes. So desire literally means whatever I can think about that I want and I stay focused on it, that's a desire. There's what's called desire, there's what's called fleeting desire or fleeting thought. A fleeting thought is different from a desire. A fleeting thought is me thinking of something like, yeah man, I think I like that, and then I don't even think about it anymore. That's not going to happen for me, because I didn't put enough energy to make it a desire. A desire is something like, man, I think about that stuff, and then tomorrow I think about it again. The next day I think about it again. Then I start to think about how I'm going to get the thing. What would it look like to have the thing? How would it make me feel? Those are called desires. If you have anything like that, it means that you already achieved it somewhere along this reincarnation process, and you're bringing it back into this life for you to do it again. The reason, I'll tell you the reason why you don't achieve your goals, because no one taught you, you didn't know this stuff. You didn't know that a desire meant for you to achieve it. You thought a desire, you didn't even know that, you probably didn't even know that's what a desire is. You just think that's like, oh, that's what I want. Oh, that's what, you didn't even know that. You didn't even know that, man, I don't have to try hard to manifest the stuff I want, because the stuff I want already want me. It's already a part of me, right? You didn't know, probably none of you knew all that stuff, right? And a lot of that was by design, by what I call the Matrix. They designed that stuff for you not to know this stuff. That was done intentionally, simply for your control, simply for your obedience. That's what it was done for. Look, if you want to know this stuff, you gotta learn physics. You don't have to become a master at physics. You just have to learn the basics and just know how stuff works. And that's what I'm teaching you. In physics, reality is a hologram. It's called fractal. In physics, there's reality is what's called a quantum field. It's also known as the 0-point energy field. And so what it says is that everything you see that's empty is not actually empty. There's no such thing as empty space. Everything is inhabited by powerful energy. Space is not empty. So within that field is the elements that works in conjunction with our thoughts. Our thoughts powers the electrons, and from that field it morphs into reality. But the field in itself is a hologram. The hologram will give you what you reflect or what you think about. That's what it means, a hologram. And your thoughts are produced, affect this hologram. Now, if this sounds like science fiction again, guys, it's science fact, because if you go to the CIA website, you can see the CIA declassified this holographic projection consciousness thing. They actually have a whole write-up article that the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, spent millions of dollars to investigate, research, and developed that your consciousness creates reality based from a holographic quantum field. That is science fact. You don't have to take my word for it. I just gave you the website, CIA.gov.com. Just search up CIA holographic projection thing. It's declassified. It's on the internet for everyone to read. When you read it, it may sound very like crazy hard words, but if you don't understand it, just come back and I'll teach you. I'm made it just simple for you to understand it. So if you go read it, then you'll know, and I'm making it in simple terms for you. So what that says is that nothing really exists until it's observed. And when you and I observe something, we collapse from the quantum field, which forms objects. And these objects that we're interacting with aren't solid. They're really immaterial. It's an illusion that our senses give us as solidity, like a hologram. See, a hologram isn't solid. But you know, so interesting thing about the hologram though, if let's say you ever watch Star Trek, and you remember when they used to go into the holodeck and they used to go in the hologram, the interesting thing about the hologram is the people in the hologram, they don't know they're in a hologram. So the hologram, the people in the hologram can touch each other and they can interact and feel real, because holograms don't know they're holograms. But you going into the holodeck, because you're not in that dimension, you can walk right through, or you can interact with the people in the hologram. And well, in Star Trek, you interact with them. They made it somewhere where you can interact with the hologram. But the point is, we're in the holographic field. So when you and I are walking around, we're interacting with each other, we touch and we feel each other, and we touch stuff. We don't know the hologram is a hologram. But if you're looking outside from the hologram, you will see that it is a hologram. And the reason we see this hologram, because we examine the particles that make up physical things. And the particles that make up physical things aren't physical in their senses. When you go deep down, they are very transparent. They're like invisible. Any advice on manifesting lotto on deadlines to pay bills and tuition? It's very rare it's going to happen. You can't manifest a lotto on desperation, or it's going to create resistance. That's very rare. If you do that, then that falls into the state of what you call possibility or luck. What we call luck, because reality exists in different states. If you're going to manifest anything, guys, in lottery, you cannot be in a state of a deadline. You can't be in a state of a need. You can't be in a state of lack. It's just not going to work. Remember what I said earlier, right? I said you cannot manifest what's already yours. So if it's already yours, but you're projecting the opposite, then the universe has no choice but to hide it or push it away from you. You have to understand this. I mean, it sounds counterintuitive to the mind, but that's just how physics and the laws of nature work that way. I say it again, you might want to write this down. When you stop looking and seeking, not seeking hard now, there's nothing wrong with looking and seeking, because you're going to have to look and seek for what you want. What I'm speaking about is a sense of attachment or need to see your desire manifested. That's when your desire is going to hide itself from you. Only until you can see your desire as something normal or something logical or something that's not a big deal or something that you really don't care about, not say you're giving up, but you don't care about how it comes, when it comes, but you know it's going to come. Only then do your desire will reveal themselves to you, because we're dealing with exchange of electromagnetic energy. And the thing about the universe, when it created, the universe split into two parts. You have matter, you have antimatter. People call it positive or negative charge. You call it opposite, blah, blah, blah. But the fact is the universe has polarity to it. That's just something it's made up of. So the polarity says, when I'm pushing and I'm wanting, the polarity says it's running away from me. When I stop pushing and I stop wanting, the polarity now says it's coming towards me. You can't change. You and I can't change that. Will your book help me manifest lottery win? Yes, my lottery book will help you manifest a lottery win, if you follow the system I put in there. Would we ever see our own hologram in the quantum or parallel reality? No, you and I can't see our own holograms because we're embedded in the hologram. Your higher self can see your hologram though, because it's not in the hologram, it's outside the simulation, so it can give you information within the thing. You can see your hologram. There is a way you can see your hologram. You have to either be able to astral travel, astral project, or you can go in a dream and you can witness your hologram in a dreamlike state. Be in a dream, maybe lucid dreaming. That could come through your higher self or your subconscious. By the way, the reason we know we're in a hologram is not because, as I said, you can't see it, but we create instruments that can detect these things, and that's how we're able to know that we're holograms. Isn't it push away if you give ourselves concept of it coming on divine timing, meaning assuming time daily? No. When you assume something and you expect something, you're not pushing it away. When you need something and you want something, that's when you're pushing it away. Expectation, needing and wanting is two different frequencies of energy. When I expect something, I don't have any particular time or particular means. I just know it's coming or it has to arrive. When? I don't care. How? I don't care. But I know it's coming and it must arrive. That's expecting. That will free up a lot of my resistance, making it move towards me, what you call faster. But when I'm trying to figure out when it's gonna come, how I'm gonna get it, why I need it, why is the absence of it not here, I'm pushing that away. Because my focus is not on it's coming, my focus is on the absence of it not here. The absence is what I'm manifesting more of, which is the lack. See how that works? That's why I talk about our state of being. Our state of being will dictate what we attract. Most of our state of being, guys, are on the absence of our desires. The absence is, man, Mark, I don't see it, man. Mark, it ain't here yet. Mark, why isn't it here? Why is it taking long? Man, I wonder how it's going to show up. Is it going to show up this way? I'd like to see it that way. So we're focusing on the absence of our desire. Even though we're logically, analytically know that we want it. But remember now, desires and beliefs work differently, right? Desire is my ability to interpret, to feel, to visualize, to see, to be aware of what I want, right? My belief, however, dictates feelings. My belief, however, dictates actions and habits. My belief dictates what will actually manifest. So when I'm focusing on what I don't want, I'm reaffirming I don't want it by creating a lack. So when you want to manifest something, if you're doing it because you need it, you're doing it because you feel you're at a deadline, you feel you're like depressed, you feel like it's going to validate you, you're really creating the absence of that thing. Because what you want or what you desire, you cannot be in a state of lack. There is no lack for you because you're embodied with it. What we're doing is we're basically tuning into different versions or different realities of what exists, what we call lack. Because remember I said there's a world for everything, right? Right? Yes, due to filters put out by our ego, we see reality different. That's correct. So, this life is a simulation, Shannon. This life is a simulation. I dreamt once of the green matrix, all codes with numbers. Then when I tried to reach the numbers with my hand, I woke up spooky. How much time you spent on yourself alone? Can you astral project multiple times a day? Yeah, you can astral project as much time as you want. And in that report on the CIA, there's a portion about astral projection where they actually had individuals that were astral projecting, and they observed them. Because lack does not exist, there's no way for the universe to bring it to us. Well, check this out. Now, lack does exist. Now, here's what I mean by that now. Technically, okay, we can say technically there's no lack. There's only abundance. But here's what I mean by lack. Remember now, there are realities where you experience the fullness of abundance and the fullness of non-abundance. There's a reality where you're rich. There's a reality where you're poor. It exists. See that? So they exist out there. That's what I mean by lack. But in the context of universal abundance, there can't be lack. But there is a reality. Let's call it resistance then, because there exists that. So you're tapping into the poor version of yourself, and you bring it into this world, which what creates the lack. But in this present moment, which is what counts, lack cannot exist. That's what I mean by lack. See how that works? Yeah, I think that's important for you guys to understand. The only thing that can exist in this present moment right now is strictly abundance. Who created the simulation? That's a great question. Right, here's something even more provoking. Here's something even more trippy. The universe could have either created itself, or the universe never had a beginning or an end. It was just there. That's where we're at. We now know that the universe never had a beginning, or it can't have an end. Now look, don't try to bust your mind doing this, because I tried it. It doesn't work. You can't go back to figuring out something that doesn't have a beginning or an end. Someone says J777. Nice name, by the way, J777 Nor. I want to ask, if we're in hologram, then are the astral beings meaning angels as well as our individual higher self? Are they meaning angels and the higher self only absolute true creatures? Well, what is true? I don't think there's, I mean, if everything is a simulation of hologram, the beings that you're seeing are also simulated as well. Remember now, different simulation can interact with lower simulation, which gives them the illusion or the thing that they have more power over you. But even they are being simulated. Everything is simulated. Now good. You gotta understand what I mean by simulation, guys. Simulation doesn't mean, I think you're looking in the context like everything maybe like a video game. It's analogous to a video game, meaning like the structure of how the video game works is like that. So simulation means everything in our lives is real to us now. I'm not saying when you hit your hand on the table you're not gonna feel that. I'm just saying to you that within the simulation, whatever we're experiencing, to you and I, it's real to us. But on the big broader aspect of how reality works, it doesn't work that way. It cannot be real because there's nothing really real. That's what I mean. So I'm not telling you that you're gonna go out today and be like, oh, Mark said I'm in a simulation, let me just da-da-da-da. No, your life's gonna go on, but I'm teaching you to see the big picture, to understand what you're truly made of and what this stuff is really about, and that you can see that you have the power to influence the material world physically, because there is no material, it's really immaterial. That's the power in this. It gives you new awareness and new knowledge to understand that, hey man, I have really more power than I realized, that I could change the trajectory of my life. You're not stuck. That's the thing about all this, to drive home to you. See how that works? Why, what's this question here? I'm so glad. This is Mystic Lady Tower 77. Guys know these numbers really good. I'm so glad I found this channel chatting about interdimensional light beings, holograms, and the creation of the universe. Yes. Hi Mark, I experienced a sudden euphoric feeling of abundance out of the blue for a few minutes. Whenever you experience that, that's an example of you tapping into what's called the future self. You're tapping into the abundance part of your being. You glitch into that part. That's why I talk about state of being. You got to be in a state of being. You got to be able to get into the state of feeling and thinking. Because look, let me show you something. Your body, our bodies are very miraculous. Did you know, like every 11 months, your body regenerates the cells, stem cells. So every 11 months you have a new heart, new lungs, new stems. Every 11 months the body regenerates itself. Every 6 months the body completely has new blood circulating. All the platelets in your body, the blood, they recirculate and rejoin themselves. Now, the body is influenced by the mind. The mind influences the cells, and the cells reciprocate or act accordingly to what the mind programs it. So the subconscious, by the way, is a powerhouse of all of this. So it's important that people don't understand this, that the way they think and the way they feel affects their overall health of their cells in their body. And also it affects their core reality, their everyday life. So for example, when you get up in the morning and you're going to work, you're tying your tie, whatever you're doing, you do it automatically, right? You don't even think of doing it. You just get up and you do that stuff, right? That's an example of your subconscious grabbing the program and running with it. And you get in your car and you drive, you go to your coffee shop, you buy an espresso, you take a shot, you go into your office, you go home, you rinse and repeat. That's autopilot. Now, when you do that, guys, here's the thing now. This is important. When you do that, your brain will now, reality, it goes this way. When you do that, the brain now will shrink because it sees you have a pattern. So the brain says, damn, all right, I don't have to waste my time trying to show this guy a new opportunity because he's not seeing it. So let me conserve my energy, and I'm just going to show him what he wants to see because that's what he thinks and sees every day. So every day I'm walking out, all this opportunity is over here and over there. I can never see it. It could be right in front of my face. I will never see it. I'll never experience it. I'll never meet that contact that will blow me up, blow my life up financially, blow my life up spiritually, give me the big break. They'll walk by me every day while I'm drinking my coffee. They'll pass me in the line. I will never be able to meet or interact with that person because my brain has filtered out my routine, and that is simply based on what I think and how I feel. So do you see how important it is? If you adjust that little thing, you could change your life drastically. Because when you adjust how you think and what you feel, you change the perception lens. Now the brain will start to give you a bigger gap. And that's why you have to be an optimist. Now, the thing about the brain is this. Your brain doesn't like to do work. Okay? I know it, right? Your brain likes to chill and save as much energy as possible. The brain wants to conserve than put out. Your brain is lazy, man. Your brain likes the same routine. Your brain don't like change. That's why you don't like change. That's why change is so hard for us. Because the way the brain evolved, the brain takes so much power to run and operate our lives. It needs that much power to conserve itself. So your brain is just fine with you picking a certain pattern. This is why our lives, if you notice, this is why all of us have certain routines and patterns, because the subconscious has to work with your brain. The subconscious knows that, okay, the brain needs to shorten stuff down. So this is why you see people in their certain patterns every day. All of us have a pattern and a routine. Every one of you have a routine. You can tell me right now, what's your routine? Like, Mark, get up tomorrow, do this. That's an example of your brain locking in. See how that works? And here's another fact about your brain now, guys. Your brain, I want to put this best way you can understand this. Okay. The brain doesn't care about your abundance or money. You have to train the brain to see abundance and wealth. The brain don't see any of that. The reason the brain can't see any of that, because when the brain got evolved, none of that was around. Money wasn't around, and having an abundant life, none of that was around, right? We invented that as human beings within the last 100 to 200 years, right? So our brains evolved millions of years ahead of that. So our brain doesn't see money and abundance as like this thing, right? All the brain looks for is the patterns. So we have to go in and recircuit and rewire the brain to do that stuff. Your brain is not going to naturally do it. Your brain is not going to come to you and say, hey man, I think it's time for us to live our best life. Hey man, I think it's time for us to make more money. Hey man, I think it's time for us to go out there and find love and all that. Your brain will never do that for you, because it doesn't care about that stuff. It doesn't want to do that. All the brain wants to do is conserve energy, get the food it needs, and goes and chills and create this little limit of your life. That's all it wants to do for you. Your brain will never do that. You have to do it with your intelligence or your conscious mind of awareness. You have to be the one to say, damn, I'm tired of the way my life is right now, man. I need a change. See how that works? You have to be the one to sit back and relax and like, okay, you know what? I don't like the way this has been going for the last 2 years. This pattern, I'm repeating the same pattern, man. I gotta change this. Your brain will say, oh, you don't like this pattern? Okay. The brain's not gonna tell you change it. The brain's gonna be like, okay. Because it don't want you to change the pattern. Now, the thing about the brain is, the brain's gonna watch you. The brain's like, damn, I think he's gonna try to change me, man. The brain's gonna fight you. Once you give your brain a clue that you're ready to change, the brain's gonna talk to you like a regular cat. Okay, cool. But you're gonna go behind your back, he's gonna try to, I gotta prepare for this cat, man. I don't want him to change. Your brain will be like, man, brain, 2 years, man, on this pattern, man, I want to change. Brain say, yeah, man, I know. 2 years on this pattern, you want to change, Mark? Okay, man. So it seems like your brain is cool, but your brain's gonna backstab you. You're gonna be like, man, all right, Mark. Now he's gonna prepare. It's like, this guy want to change. All right, I'm gonna show him change. I'm gonna double down on him. So now I tell my brain I want to change. I think my brain's on my side now, so I'm going to do my change. All of a sudden, I'm ready to change today, and I feel unmotivated. What the hell happened? Yesterday I was so hyped. Today I feel unmotivated. That's an example why people do New Year's resolution and it don't last. Everyone do a New Year's resolution, it only lasts like 2 to 3 weeks or a month, and they go right back to their old pattern because the brain don't like change. What's your New Year's resolution? I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna get in shape. They start off January 1st. By January 5th, they're back on the couch chilling. What happened? Your brain, man. The brain came back. The brain's like, so why did I feel unmotivated, man? My brain. It talked to the subconscious. He says, hey, man, this guy's trying to change us. Your subconscious now is like your brain. Your subconscious don't like to change either. It likes to take the path of least resistance. Your subconscious is just like the program. So your subconscious says, all right, he's trying to change us. We're going to show him. Subconscious is not going to make you feel those unmotivated. Your subconscious is not going to make you start to procrastinate. Your subconscious is going to tell the brain, chill brain, relax, I got this. I'm going to take him for a ride. Your subconscious is now going to make you do some stuff with your actions and habits. And you're thinking your brain is on your side. And you're like, damn, brain, you're supposed to help me. Brain's like, Mark, hey, man, it's not going to tell me now. It's like, Mark, just keep doing what you're doing. That's what it's going to tell me. See, I have to be smart to understand how my brain works. So how can I get my brain? This is where the one time now I have to use willpower. This is where willpower comes in. This is where now I have to go into my own brain and say, listen, man, bro, we're going to change. Even if you don't like it or not, I'm going to change. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to be on you. I'm going to think. I'm going to keep focused. I'm going to go do these new stuff. And the brain's going to fight back. Brain like, all right, we're gonna see who's gonna win. That's what your brain gonna say to you. We're gonna see who's gonna win. But guess what? If you do the willpower, you're gonna influence the subconscious, and the subconscious now is gonna tell the brain, hey man, you got outbid. This guy put new programs in me, man. I can't help you anymore. I gotta go with the programs Mark put into me now. So the brain has no choice but to rewire itself and change. That's how it works. You see how it works, right? How do I get my brain to get into alignment with the change? By practicing repetition and awareness daily. By developing certain routines, certain habits, certain discipline stuff that will put you on the right track. So I can show you right now, all of this may sound like, to someone who's new or watching my channel, all of this may sound overwhelming and like, man, that's a lot of stuff, Mark. For you guys who've been here, you know how this stuff works. But there's a very simple way that you can get your brain to get to what you wanted to do. And it's by developing a certain state of being. And that state of being is called becoming an optimist. If every day or every night before I go to sleep, I would always think of something positive while I'm falling asleep, I'm slowly changing my brain every day. Every day when something bad happens, I look at the bad for the good. So with every situation, there is two outcomes to it. There's what the bad that I decode, but there's also good in the bad. So what I do every day now, whatever situation happened in my life, I look for the positive in that situation. And there is a positive in everything, guys. And when I do that every day now, the brain stem and the cells start to fuse, and my brain now will start to become what I think. So it means now, instead of showing me the bad, I'll start to see the good. And you know what that means, man. That's guaranteed success in your life, people. What do you think about people looking up to celebrities? It depends. All of us we all need role models and mentors. But there's certain people that you look up to. The rule when it comes to people is, guys, when you're gonna look up to people, guys, there's a rule when you're looking up to people. One question you gotta ask: is this person moving me? Here's a very simple question when you're gonna look up to people, celebrities, anybody. This is the one fix to fix all life problems. Here's what you do to people. Ask this question: is this person that I'm about to bring into my life, or I'm about to follow, or I'm about to be his fan, he's about to be my mentor, whatever, ask this question: if I follow this person, or if I become entangled with this person, is this person moving me towards what I want, or is this person moving me away from what I want? End of the game. You'll know the answer. If this person is not moving you towards what you want, building your dreams, teaching you how to make the money you want, teaching you how to manage, if this person is not in that direction, people, you are being duped. You're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, you're what I call now a bot, or NPC, non-player character. Because now you're following someone that is not going to help you to master your life. That takes about 99% of the celebrities out the game now. Unless there's a celebrity or someone that you're following that is helping you and moving you towards your desire. And that's with everybody, man. Does reading my daily horoscope help me build in my dreams? Yes, it can help you build your dreams. But keep in mind, horoscopes are just a blueprint as well. They don't have the definitive part. It's just like horoscopes are like the weather. They can tell you the percentage chance. Today is a 50% chance of rain. Tomorrow's they can't tell you definitively. So you have to, when you do horoscopes, don't get too caught up in the horoscopes with specifics. They're just a generalization like the weather. Hey, why do 3 plus 1 of my same Powerball mega numbers keep coming out? They came out on February 28th, 30th of June. You said 3 plus 1? Maybe number 4 has a meaning for you. Mark, where can I forward PDFs to you for some revolutionary info? In the description, you can find my email and my website. Mark, do we have to be disciplined to take action, or just reprogram subconscious and it will be done? No, yeah, you have to be disciplined at first, though. The discipline will form the subconscious. Every successful person, or every person that's going to create what they want, guys, they're going to have two common traits, two very powerful traits, okay? They're going to be focused and they're going to be disciplined. Take a look at any person who's successful. They're going to have these two common traits. They're always locked in, and they're always locked in their focus, and they're always disciplined. Successful people or high manifesting people, they have positive routines. They have routines every day that move them towards their goals. And here's the thing about successful people too. A lot of successful top chosen ones, they don't have a lot of big circle of friends either, because they understand what people can do. So they keep their circles very limited. They only have a few close friends or a few associates, and the people they associate themselves with are people that are on the same level as they are. So all high achievers have that. And the reason they do that is because they are aware that people can influence and corrupt their routine. Because there's a lot of people out there who have like negative beliefs, man. They'll start to show their patterns on you. What does it mean when people around you start winning money? Well, that's a sign that the universe is mirroring to you what you're asking. So you're up next. Is attachment with toxic parents in past life make us choose them in this life? Now that depends, Kajal. That depends on your higher self. That depends on your unique higher self. Oh, you're saying no. You're saying you got 4 out of your 6 Powerball numbers keep coming out. Oh, so you keep winning 4 out of 6 numbers. That's a nice win. So that means you're gonna win. If you keep playing, you're gonna win. So you gotta understand that, guys. See how it works? Someone says, I'm the opposite of successful. You want to be successful. Are curses real? Okay, yes and no. So the way curses are real, so curses are real in the fact that we bring them on ourselves. Curses are not real in the state that someone could say, I'm gonna put a spell on you and da da da. None of that stuff works like that. Here's what actually happens. When someone's talk negative of you and they say you're gonna do this, your subconscious mind hears that and you believe it, or you fear that. The fear causes your subconscious to adopt that belief, therefore making you curse. So when you see people like, I'm not good at making money, they're actually cursing themselves. You know what the first thing they say to you? I am not good at making money. I'm not good at this. They already accepted that belief. And usually that comes from somewhere, right? So where does that come from? It usually comes from the matrix, from the mainstream media, from the television, man. The TV put more curses on people than anybody could do it. A witch can put curses on you more like your TV can put a curse on you, man. The news can put a curse on you more than anybody can put a curse on you. Because they use the fear to program you. The fear makes you... See, the thing about fear, guys, fear makes you question your abilities. Fear makes you distrust yourself. If you can't trust yourself, you're lost. You can't trust yourself, man, game over. That's what the news does. That's what the news do to you. That's what like when you follow certain celebrities or certain role models, that's what they do to you, man. They put the fear in you. They put fear in you because they show you this life, this lavish life, and they show you like, hey, you want to do this, you got to do that, and then you start to doubt yourself because you look. See, the thing is, you look where you're at right now, and you say to yourself, damn, man, I can never get there. How the hell am I gonna get there? I'm just doing this, I'm just doing that, and that makes you doubt yourself more. Guys, all that is a product of the mainstream media. They program you like that. They set up classes, rich, middle, and poor, superstar, celebrity. See, they put you in these classes, man. And then the thing about the mind and the ego is the ego wants to compare itself. And I always tell you guys, stop practicing self-comparison. It's the most detrimental thing to your life. I repeat it again. Stop comparing yourselves with people, man. Never do it. Never, ever. It makes no sense. It's highly illogical. It's toxic, and it's damaging your self-esteem and your self-worth. The reason it's so hard to stop comparing ourselves is because we have been programmed through the mainstream media and the matrix that it's okay for us to compare ourselves. They push self-comparison. It's a product. It's the holy grail. Yes, compare yourself. It's better for you. It's healthy. Man, if you compare yourself, guys, you'll become the most depressed. You'll become the most anxious. Because if you see it, you can't win. The reason why you can never compare yourself, guys, is because you are not that person. You can only be you. Once you leave yourself from you, you try to emulate someone else, you've lost. You can't, it's not going to work because it's like two incompatible programs. All you have to do is when you see someone else's journey, appreciate or notice their journey. Okay? The only way you can use self-comparison is to boost yourself. If you see someone else, you have to be like, use it for motivation to say, man, I would love to do that in my own way, in my style. Not, oh man, I want to be like him, I want to be like her. Nah, it ain't gonna work, man. Your mind is, it's incompatible. It's to how you're set up and how you're programmed and how you're made. You can't do that stuff, people. You're gonna play yourself. Every time you're gonna play yourself. Every single time you're gonna play yourself. You can't win that game. It's a lose-lose situation when we do some self-comparison. Because your mind, the way your subconscious mind is programmed, the way your conscious mind works, they only know the program of the programmer, which is you. When I go out of myself to try to be like someone else, my subconscious immediately recognizes a red flag. It says beep 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 beep. Okay, that's not Mark. Mark, what are you doing? Beep 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 beep. And then I'm out of harmony. If I'm out of harmony, I'm not manifesting anything I truly want. It's not gonna work. So avoid self-comparison. Focus more on your unique journey. Focus more on your style, on your level. And that goes across with relationships too. You know, relationships are the most, you know, the reason why most people don't have, reason a lot of people aren't happy with relationships is because they aren't themselves in a relationship. You know what people do? When people meet a partner, they try to project what the partner would like in them. So they try to become what they think the partner would like. And then what happens is when they get the partner, now they're stuck in this fake person. They can't even go back to being themselves. And the reason why the relationship don't work, because you have to go back to yourself. You can't stay away from yourself too long. You know that, right? Yourself's gonna call you. So what happens is they're gonna go back. Eventually, they're gonna get tired. The body and the mind is gonna get tired of the charade, of the fake acting, of the fake person. And then one day, you're gonna be yourself. And the partner you're with, she or he's not gonna like yourself because you didn't come real with them. You weren't yourself. And then you have to move on. So that's why it says, guys, always be yourself first, man. Don't act up or think, and that the ego, and that again goes back to the matrix, guys. The matrix program you like that. The matrix is telling you, like, if you want to be like, you have to be different from yourself. That's the message. Here's the message now. If you want people to like you, you cannot be yourself. People, how insane is that? Damn. I gotta repeat that, man, because it's so profound. That's the whole message. If you want to be liked, you cannot be yourself. That's what they tell you. So Mark, how do they do this to me? Well, they do it because they show you like what your body should look like. They show you what your clothes you should wear. They show you what music you should listen to. See, they're taking you from uniqueness and they're putting you into a class. So what happens now, you go out there, you may try to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you may try to find love or whatever you're looking for out there. And now you see a girl, you see a guy, you're going to observe the girl and the guy, you're going to say, all right, now I know what she likes, now what he likes. Okay, I'm just going to become that. See that? Now you go, you try to play the role, and then you get the person. But my question is, how long? Because your body is going to want to go back to itself. How long is that going to last? 1 month, 2 months? Because you know you're going to go back to yourself, right? I said that, right? You have to go back. You're going to go back to who you are. That's why relationships fail so much, because everybody is trying to be something they're not. How do you be you? Simple, man. Just look, don't care. Don't care. Don't care what people think about you. Okay, I'll help you to I'm gonna help you to be yourself right now. I'm gonna put things in perspective for you so you can see why it doesn't pay for you to try to go self-compare, why you're gonna try to be this to get this girl, to get this guy, why you should only be anything but yourself. I'm gonna put it in perspective for you, okay? So you ready for this? So here we go. Let me put it in perspective for you. All right. Everybody is going to be dead. You are going to die. I'm going to die. When we all die, the person that you're trying to impress, they're going to die. When they die, their friends are going to die. And in about the next 50 to 60 years, no one's ever going to remember you. They're not going to have a thing about you. The next 100 years, every information about you will be gone. Everybody will die. Not only that, the earth is going to die. The sun is going to become what's called a red giant in about 2.3 billion years. It's going to engulf the entire earth. Even before then, a giant asteroid is due to hit. One asteroid that destroyed the dinosaurs hit the earth about every 2.3 million years. So everything is going to be gone and decayed. And all of that is worth nothing. So that means the person that you were thinking about, damn, what do they think about I care? They don't care. It's all going to go. Why are you stressing yourself? It's all a game. It's a simulation. I'm showing you more perspective now. Reality is based on how I see and think. It's not even real. I'm immaterial, even though my senses tell me I'm feeling and touching stuff. You know, when you go, they'll mourn for you in about 2 to 3 days. Their lives are going to go on. They're going to have their problems. They'll forget about you. They may have your memorial. They may see you a couple times, but they're going to think about their lives. You want me to get deeper on you? People only really care and think about themselves. Every day they go out, you think someone's looking at you. They're not really looking at you. They're more concerned about themselves. They're trying to figure out how I look. They're trying to see, are you judging them? Am I judging them? Everybody's really into themselves. That's the perspective. So if that can't shake you up, I don't know what else can, man. You're lost then. And that's why I have the I don't care. Because that's the truth. That's how nature, reality works. I put in another perspective. We're in a shooting gallery that could come and destroy this planet anytime. And there's an asteroid right now with our name on it. That could be in our lifetime, but maybe in your kid's lifetime. But it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. So, with that being said, go ahead and live your authentic life, man. Live your life for the quality, not for the quantity. Go and be yourself. The people that are for you will find you. That's what you need to do. Stop trying to impress, to fit in, to get people to like you. Like yourself. Everyone has someone for them. You have your tribe. They're out there. There's someone right now that is looking for you. Your real self, though. Someone right now is searching for you. They're not going to find you if you're not in yourself, though, man. It's like they're coming to your house, but you're not home. You're missing your soulmate right now. You're missing your twin flame. You're missing whatever it is. You're missing it right now because you're not in your house. You're in someone else's house trying to play the role, man. The Matrix got you. The Matrix got everyone in their head. The Matrix playing people like a basketball, man. They're playing everybody right now. You can't even be home to receive your prize. Your package, like your soulmate's knocking on your door, your manifestation's knocking on your door, the UPS and the FedEx got your package ready for you at the door, man. All your desires are, man, the truck is there. You got like 3 trucks right at your house. Your car is there. Your house is there. The lottery win is there. Your soulmate is there. They're all there at your crib. They're knocking. Where are you, man? Oh, you're not home. You're out trying to be like someone else. You're not, because the Matrix showed you that stuff. You're trying to like impress. You're trying to act. You're not trying to be yourself. So those packages are at your door, man. So you know what happens, right? When a package stays at your door, what happened? They're going to try to deliver it a couple times, right? And if you ain't home, what are they going to do? Return to sender. Your soulmate now, she or he, they ain't going to wait at your house. They're going to leave. So you got to be there to receive, people. You got to be there to receive. Look, it's not your fault, people. It's not your fault. It's not your fault because you didn't know that you were being played through the programming. See, what your celebrities do, people don't know this, what celebrities do, celebrities and artists, they got to answer to a bigger call. They got to answer to their, what you call, the record company. They got to answer to their directors and producers. And they have ulterior motives. So when you see your celebrities and they're portraying a certain image, they're not even themselves either, people. Celebrities can't even be themselves. How can you be yourself if you're an actor? It's going to be hard to be yourself. They're playing a role. So it's like the fake leading the fake. Who's real? There's nobody real anymore. Everybody's fake being the fake. And that's deliberately put in. Because you know what? You know why it has to be like that, right? It has to be like that because they have to confuse you. They have to distract you. If I can confuse you and I can distract you, that's less time for you to sit down and figure out this stuff. This is why you're bombarded with this every day. So look, if you want to really manifest, stop trying hard to manifest. If you really want to find love or whatever you want, bro, people, be yourself and don't care. Develop those 2 attitudes, you will have a very successful life. You're gonna manifest easy, man. And another, one of the most powerful signs that you're comfortable in your own skin is suffering from mental health stuff. Depression, anxiety, low self-esteem. Those are indication that you're out of alignment. And those are naturally caused by self-comparison. Why do you think people get depressed? They watch something on TV and they see somebody making money, or they see this person they grew up in high school and this person make more money than them, and they go back and they get depressed. See that? Like I said, people, the motto is this. This is the motto that I live by and that everyone should live by. Whenever you meet someone, ask yourself this question. Is this person, is this business, are they moving me towards what I want, or are they going to distract me or move me away from what I want? If they're moving you towards what you want, you're going to be fine. If they're distracting you, you're not going to be fine. Don't lose yourself trying to find other people. That goes into manifesting and all that stuff, man. Manifesting, the law of attraction, law of assumption, it really works with the ability for you to be comfortable with who you are and know what you're doing. People don't get this. When you're going to manifest, and to use the law of attraction, you have to have high levels of confidence and high levels of self-esteem. And to get to those things, you have to be comfortable and accept who you are. Now look, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you that years ago, like I'm this guy that I knew what I wasn't like that person. Years ago, I was just like the Matrix people. I was trying to fit in or trying to, but once I learned the universal laws and how the mind and subconscious and quantum physics works, all of that is gone now. I'm just myself now. You see me here. Many of you follow me for what, 5 years. I'm still the same dude. You see me in a car, maybe I have another car, or you see, ain't nothing changed. The only thing changed about me, maybe I got these sunglasses on. That's it. You don't see me, you're gonna see the same me all the time. You meet me in person, this is how you meet me. When you call me and we set up a coaching, I got coaching class, this is the same way you're gonna get me. Ain't nothing gonna change. Because I don't care. Because I know who I am and I know how stuff works, man. So, and the thing about the body is the body, people. You gotta remember, how do we manifest? How do we create what we want? Cells, cellular regeneration, mitosis, cellular growth, cellular cells, mitochondria, powerhouse, DNA. That's how we manifest. My cells know Mark authentically. I can't fool my cells. My cells know when I'm fake. If I'm fake, my cells will not produce the correct pH balance, the correct charge of particles. Everything is off whack. If everything is off whack, I'm off whack. I'm off manifesting. I'm not going to manifest what I want. The reason I'm not going to manifest what I want, because look, when it comes to manifesting, it takes power. It takes two things to manifest: electromagnetic energy. Let me repeat that again. Write it down. Electricity, magnetism, or light. Same thing. My body produces electromagnetic energy. So if my cells are depleted or off, I don't have the optimal power to send information to the universe. It's not going to reach my desire. It's not going to reach the tower of the universe because I don't have ample power. See, that's the secret, man. That's how I change this stuff, because I realized, like, damn, I didn't think manifesting was all about myself. I thought it was more about my thoughts, you know? It's not about my thoughts, man. It's about finding my authentic self. It's about Mark. Who's Mark? This Mark right here. And once I discovered that, I was like, man, I'm cheating myself. So I was like, well, you know what? I might as well be myself. Because if I'm myself, I'm going to get everything I want. Who's for me is going to be for me. Who's not for me, that's fine too. And I adopted that. And my world changed just like that. I manifested you lovely people. All you fabulous tribe of people. See? There's someone for everyone. All 80,000, whatever, 100-something thousand of you fellow like-minded people, they're out there. And potentially millions more that haven't even discovered my channel yet. But the point is, if you want to manifest, guys, it's coming from a cellular level. This is what I want you to take away from this live, is that manifesting, I talk about all the stuff we talk about, right? I teach you about the subconscious. I teach you about quantum physics. You can watch other stuff. You can watch Law of Assumption. You could watch Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. You could watch Dr. Joe Dispenza. You could watch Epidemiology, which is good. But none of that stuff can ever work for you if you aren't your authentic self. You cannot manifest real stuff by being fake. There's a law, it's called karma. It's the law of the universe. You cannot trick yourself. You can trick other people. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Same thing with your cells. You can fool some of your cells some of the time, but you can't fool all of your cells all the time. So you have to, if you're watching this, this was meant for you to see. So if you're someone out there and you're thinking, I got to be this way to get that person this way, no, you don't. It's an illusion. It's a grand scheme by the Matrix. If you be yourself, stay with your quirky attitude, whatever you are, your little funny ways, that's you. Stay that way, man. You're going to be aligned in harmony with your cell. That's more important, people. Cells, man, because once a cell, because from the day you were born and conceived, your DNA was set up already. You're mapped, genetically coded. That was your program. You can't change your program. You don't come in here and like switch out. No, it doesn't work that way. Because everything is coded to you from that spiritual level. So when you got here, you have to be it. So that's why self-comparison is one of the most dangerous things that's going to defeat your manifestation. And this doesn't, and sadly, this doesn't get talked about a lot. Yeah, there's people that talk about it like, oh, yeah, don't be self-comparison, but no one goes deep and show you the structural anonymity of how this stuff works. And that's what I'm showing you. It's on a cellular, molecular, quantum level. It's about the amount of energy discharge you're going to put out to the universe. If you want to manifest something, if you have more energy, better manifestation. Less energy, delayed manifestation. See how that works? That's how it works, guys. Our thoughts have a charge. Yes, your thoughts have a charge, but what produces the charge to the thoughts? Cell. When the brain fires off, electrochemical signals. If you don't have optimal electrochemical signals, your thoughts become weak. Strong thoughts, faster manifestation. Weak thoughts. But where does all that come from? Cells. Well, okay, what's the driving force? I being in harmony, you being in harmony with who you are. That's the only way. There's only one match. You can only match yourself. You know, it's like the best way I can give it to you. Okay, you ever had those jigsaw puzzles, right? And then you ever put the puzzles together when you were a kid? In the box are all the pieces to the puzzle, right? If a piece of that puzzle is missing, you can't go to the next box and try to supplement it with another piece. It doesn't match, right? You never go. You got to go to the what? The manufacturer, or go buy another one and say, hey man, I'm missing a puzzle. Only the manufacturer can give you the correct coded puzzle. Same thing with you. The manufacturer was your higher self, already gave you the code. So you can't go and try to like, okay man, damn, okay, I got my code, but I don't like my code. I don't like who I am. And look, let me tell you something, guys. You know the reason why you don't like yourself? Let me show you why you don't like yourself. Because you've been played again. The reason you don't like yourself is because you've been convinced not to like yourself. Now repeat that. The reason you don't like yourself is not that you don't like yourself. The reason you don't like yourself is because you've been convinced not to like yourself. Big difference. Repeat that, because I don't think it's going to fly over your head. The reason you don't like yourself is not because you don't like yourself. It's because you've been convinced not to like yourself. When you were a baby and you were born, you were already perfect and you already loved yourself. When you came into the world, the Matrix programmed you not to like yourself, to try to develop yourself. Voila. Do you see how that works? Okay, someone says, Mark, so we can't change who we are. Okay, you can change who you are. What I'm talking about, look, what I'm talking about here is you have what's called your authentic self. Change who you are is personality. Personality is different than being yourself. You can change your personality, but that's not yourself. Personality is a product of true self. Personality is ego. You can change that. What I'm talking about, people, here is trusting, listening, knowing who you are. That's yourself. A lot of people don't like themselves because they've been convinced that they aren't good enough. They see this through the media. They see images of what the perfect body should look like. They see images of what success would look like. They see images of what a man and woman should look like. They see images of what all that stuff, and that's the Matrix doing that to get you away from yourself. So when you go up and you look in the mirror, you look at your body, you say to yourself, damn, I'm not the Instagram body. I'm not the TikTok, I'm not, damn, I don't look like that person or that person. That's how they trick you to that. So your cells now Because your cells are going to listen to you, right? They're going to try to adopt, but the program is going to reject itself every time. It must reject. And you don't even realize that there are people out there that just want you for yourself. They want you for you. But you can't see that because you're trying to fit in. You're like, man, I do this, I'm going to get a girl. I do this, I'm going to get a boyfriend. I do this, I'm going to get that. Nah, you're going to just play yourself more. Imagine the freedom. Imagine the freedom you have when you can get up, wear what you want to wear without no one telling you what fashion to wear, go where you want to go, and just be yourself and don't care. Imagine the power of that, man. And people will gravitate towards you because they're going to pick up this absolute charisma and confidence from you. Because they're going to look at you and say that there's a guy and there's a girl that knows themselves. Even people that don't know themselves, they're going to know people who know themselves. It's subconscious. They look and say, man, that person right there, he don't care, man. Look, he's confident. You could tell he don't care. He's just in the flow. Everyone wants to be like that, but no one wants to be themselves. That's what I mean. What is the first diet to change your cells? Intermittent fasting. Less is more. Less is more. The less you eat, the longer you live. The less you eat, the higher your cells regenerate. Of course, now, the less you eat as far as what you put in your body is also important. So someone asked me that question. What is the best diet to charge your cells? Yes, the best diet to charge your cells is cut out sugar. First thing to do. Sugar, and start to drink more. Your body is electrolytes, and water will definitely charge. That's the best diet to start with. If you can cut out sugar, less sugar, more, you're halfway there. Cut out the alcohol. Don't drink a lot of alcohol. If you smoke, stop smoking. Those are things that will help you to regenerate your cells, and you'll start to live longer. You can actually start to slow your telomeres down from aging as well. Also, a mental diet to change your cells is your mental, being an optimist. If you're someone that can always see the good in something, or just keep a positive outset, those being mental diet and the physical diet, you change your cells. Your cells will start to charge more. You'll be less likely to have sicknesses, and you'll be more happy, and you'll just be more in harmony, man. Because the body will have the correct pH balance. Your body has to have, they call it alkaline. The body's natural alkaline state, I think it's like 5 or 6 pH. And you naturally achieve, see, the thing about the body, guys, the body will naturally always seek itself. Did you know your body naturally balances pH self? It does it automatically. So people talk about alkaline diet. Actually, guys, alkaline is healthy, but you don't really need to do alkaline diet, bro. Sorry, people, because your body is naturally seeks to its own alkaline state. What corrupts the body from getting its alkaline state is the stuff we consume, like a lot of sugary stuff will throw the pH, but the body still goes back to keep itself alkaline. So your body is remarkable at self-replicating and keeping itself harmonized. But the one thing that will kick the body out of harmony is you exiting your body from yourself. Because that's where we're going to create the resistance now. Because your body's going to pick up your frustration. Your cortisol levels are going to rise. Cortisol is created when we have stress. It's a chemical that creates more inflammation in the body. All of those things rises. The body now gets inflamed. By the way, inflammation is when the cells start to rupture or the cells start to have inflamed. And that's where you get aches and all that stuff. All that comes from a perception point. So when you don't care and you just be who you are and just naturally flow with yourself and just stop care what other people think about you and focus on you and what's best for you, you're going to be most aligned, and that's where you're going to get most of your manifestations are going to come to pass easily. Mark, what is the most easiest, effortless way to quit smoking or quit smoking, vaping? The most easiest, effortless way, to be honest with you, is self-hypnosis or hypnotherapy, or use auto-hypnosis with subliminals when you sleep to them every night. That's the most easiest way. Now, there's another way. I know people who can do this. I have people that I know that they can just quit smoking one day and they never go back again. So you can do that as well, but it takes tremendous discipline to do that. But there's people I know who can just stop and do that. They can just one day. I've had a friend like that. He just stopped smoking one day, and he's like 7 years in, haven't taken a cigarette since. But the easiest way is to use hypnosis or those subliminals. They have subliminals out there that can help you do this. This is a great point here. Someone, this is Kenisha. Yes, you got to upgrade your self-talk. Yeah, the self, man, is because the thing about the self, guys, is our self, right? We have this voice in our head, and that's the Matrix do that too. So our self-talk would be badgering us, man. And the self-talk is our echo from the Matrix. Your self-talk, guys, when the voices in your head telling you that you're not good enough and all that, that's not coming from you now. It's a replay from the Matrix. It's a replay from what you watch on social media. It's a replay from what you see on your feed. And then the mind gets the identity that it's not itself. So that's why your mind will always tell you, you can't do that. You don't have the qualifications. You don't look like they do. You can't get them like that. You're too skinny. You're too tall. You're too thin. You're too big. You're not smart enough. That's not coming from you. You gotta get that. That's not you, people. That's not you. That's it's a reflection. You know, the self, guys, self manifestation is also about what you expose yourself to. Like, I stopped watching like the news and the TV like years ago, man. The biggest, man, that was the best thing that ever happened in my life. People always ask me, hey man, you seen what happened? I was like, nah. They're like, you don't watch the news? I'm saying, no. You heard about such and such? No. They'll send me a video clip, or I'm like, I don't even open it. Because I know the dangers, you know, especially when you're on a spiritual awakening and you're finding yourself and you're changing your subconscious blocks. You're very fragile at that point, and you cannot afford to slip up by exposing yourself to something that'll bring you down. So that's why most people, or most individuals, when they're on a spiritual journey or they're awakening, they're very lonely, because the body is preparing them. The body knows that, hey man, we gotta be by ourselves right now, because if we go out there, we're gonna get exposed. We're gonna take us back like 3-4 years. So we have to be lonely right now. I know it's tough. I know it's difficult. No one wants to be alone all the time. Everybody wants to have a friend. You want someone you can call. But there's a certain point in your life where you're gonna go through that point where you can't call someone, because they're not gonna know what you're talking about. They're gonna look at you like you're crazy. That's you growing. That's you getting into your authentic self. But once you get out of that stage, that's when the miracles happen. That's when you start to become like, man, you're just like, manifest, 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 manifest. Maybe you're going through that stage right now, so it's quite natural to be alone. Everyone goes through this. It's a part of the growing. You have to go through that to get to where you want to be. Every spiritual person, every enlightened person, every high achiever, they have to go to this point in their life where they spend 1 to 2 years, or even 3 years, 4 years of being in solitude. They don't have enough friends. People are dropping off like flies. They can't have conversations, because when they talk about things, they talk about like trippy, etheric. And the average person can't comprehend that, and they don't even have interest in like sports or stuff anymore, because their mind is so consumed in finding and realigning. Everyone's going to go through that. It's just a part of the process. It's natural. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel lonely during that point. Your body is changing and adjusting. So you don't feel like something's wrong with you. It's just a part of the growing process. Yep. Someone says it's lonely at the top, but what a beautiful view. That's right. You're going to get out of it though, so you have to isolate to elevate. That's correct. Someone else says this too. Yeah, because, you know, you got to remember, people, you're infinite. You've done this trillions of times already. This ain't your first rodeo. When you came here by yourself. So you're getting back to know who you are. When you leave here, you're going to leave by yourself again. The self is limitless, not limited. So that's the thing. So when you're getting lonely, okay? Let me tell you what's happening. When you're in spiritual awakening, guys, what you're feeling is called withdrawal from the ego. It's not from your authentic self. It's your ego. Your ego is what's making you feel the loneliness, the feeling, the detachment, the isolation. It's not coming from you. It's coming from the construction created personality of the construct of your ego. Because your ego needs all those things to feel validated. When it doesn't have those things, it's going to make you feel a certain type of way. That's what you feel, is the ego fighting back. But yourself is fine, because yourself knows that I'm infinite, man. I can't be lonely. There's no such thing as loneliness. I can't be isolated. There's no such thing as isolation. I can't be in lack. There's no such thing as lack. I'm always in the present moment. I'm abundance all over. I can't be not confident. I'm always confident. I am confident. I am truth. Self knows all of that stuff. So the self cannot be lonely, anxious, depressed. All of those things, the physiological stuff you're feeling, are coming from the ego. The ego is tied to the matrix. So what you're doing, you're purging your ego. You're not killing your ego. You can't kill the ego now. The ego doesn't have death. So people say, I try to kill the ego. You can't do that. Shab Chili, thanks Shab. Shab, $20. Aside from manifesting and abundance, are there other meanings to seeing 77 and 888 all the time? Thank you, Mark. Yes. Also, there's an 888 could also mean, from abundance also, 888 could also mean that you're putting too much abundance out. So 888 could mean like you're being too overly generous. Maybe if you have a lot of money or stuff like that, or giving your time and energy. 888 could also mean that you're giving too much away. So that's the other meaning of 888. 77 means, now the meaning of 77 is one meaning. It either means miracles are on the way, what you want is developing. But the 8s have a second meaning. The first overall meaning of 8 is money's coming in abundance, but another meaning of 8 is that you may be given of yourself too much, maybe in your time and your money and your effort. So it could also mean that as the 8th. See how that works? Good. I have another question here. This is from Basil, $4.99. Thank you. Can I manifest Mega Millions jackpot and still play small games like Pick 3, 4, Lotto, or would that be contradicting? No. People, remember this. We live in a simulated reality. It's a game. You make the rules. The only rules you have is the one you set for yourself. You can go win the Mega Millions. You can win the Pick 3. You can play the Pick 4. You can go win the jackpot casino. Nothing is off limits. Remember that. There's the only rule that we have, guys, is the rule we give ourselves when it comes to manifesting. So there's nothing contradictory. You can do whatever you want. Tomorrow you could go win the lottery, and then you can go be a teacher. You could do like me. You could go win a lottery tomorrow and then be a spiritual teacher. Then you can move from a spiritual teacher, you could be a big real estate investor. You can go there. You can do anything you want to do, people. The only limit is the limit you set on yourself. That's important, because I think we get caught up in like, man, maybe I'm asking too much to manifest. You can't listen. You can never overwhelm your higher mind. You can't fill it up. You can manifest as much as you want as long as you can stay focused on it. That's the only rule of the game. If you can focus on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you're going to get them. If you can only focus on 1, 2, fine. But the name of the game is what you can focus on. We set the rules of ourselves. Nobody set rules for you guys when it comes to manifesting. Remember that. The rules are written within our belief system, right? Our subconscious. And remember now, you can change those beliefs. So the only rules we set is what we think of. We think about ourselves and we set ourselves. That's why it's so important now, guys, that you have to be your authentic self. Don't try to fit in, man. Don't try to change for anybody. Now, someone says you can change. That's a personality. Personality is different. That's things you can change. If you notice, like, oh man, I'm a little too serious. Okay, I need to be this. You can work on the personality, but don't get that twisted. That's not yourself, though. That's an aspect of the self. The self is the deep knowing and understanding that you are fine the way you are. That's the self. Don't go change that. In other words, don't let someone come up to you and say, well, you need to be more like this, or you need to do that. But deep inside, the self is telling you, no, you don't. And you go try to change it, that's where you're going to have issues. Personality is being open-minded. If someone says you need to change more of this, then you be open-minded. You listen to them, though, and you listen to them and say, okay, does this resonate with myself? Yourself will tell you. Yourself will be like, yeah, Mark, you do need to be more like this. Okay. The self will say, no, man, we're going to be who we are. That's what I mean. Most of us don't listen to that. Most of us will ignore when the self says, no, man, we need to stay who we are. We ignore that and go try to change because we want to please people and want people to like us. You cannot make people like you. When a person first sees you, they're either going to like you or not. You know, when my video pops up on YouTube, it goes to 100,000 people. Not everybody's going to like me. Some people are going to see my thing and they're going to move on, but other people are going to see it and they're going to like, oh man, this guy's cool, I want to learn more. That's just how the world works, people. That's just how it is. So who's for you? They're going to be for you all the way down. Who's not for you? They're going to be for someone else. And that is just fine. So that's the secret. That's why I say don't care, man. Because you can't convince people to like you. You can't force people to like you. Someone's just going to see you and like you. And then that's all you got to do is be yourself. Now you can enhance someone to like you, meaning that they already have some type of attraction or attention to you. You can build that. But you can't go to someone who has no interest in you and make them be interested in you. No matter how, well, you have money, you can't flash the money, you can't flash the car. If they're not interested in you and all of a sudden they're interested in you, you're going to be used. And so it's still not, they're not going to like you. So why waste your time and energy, man? Put your time and energy into you, into yourself, and in building your dreams and focusing on your thing. Don't put your time and energy in trying to change to please people or to change because people will see you a certain way. That's an ego manifestation. That's a lower self manifestation. It's not going to last. It's not fulfilling for you, man. You're going to get more problems as a result of that. Stay focused and be your authentic self. Pick up your desires, feel what you want, decide what you want, and stay the course. And don't care what people say to you. Don't care what they think about you. Dress the way you want to dress. Talk the way you want to talk. Go to the place by yourself if you want. Do this by yourself. It doesn't matter. You're going to be the most powerful and abundant person out of all of those people. 1, 2 years down the line, you're going to be up here. Those people that are down here. Because most people are fake. Most people aren't in themselves, guys. It's very rare to find real people out there. I'll give you a big tip. I'll let you know. This is to let you know that you're on your way to being your authentic self. How do you handle criticism? When people criticize you, do you sit back? Do you objectively listen to the criticism? Is there something correct or you can adapt? Or do you lash out and try to be self-defensive? If you're someone, so people are giving you constructive criticism, if you're lashing out and you're trying to be on guard, then you're more likely in the lower self or the ego. You still have some work to do. But if you can take constructive criticism, logically observe it, and if it applies to you, you can change, you're on your way to that next level of high consciousness. So that's the chart to rate yourself. See how that works? I think I missed someone here had a comment here. What do you do when you know you're going to hit? Why do I have to wait so long when I feel I'm going to hit? Well, the feeling of you're going to hit, it's coming from your body. Why the reason you have to wait so long, there's no waiting actually. It's all a state of mind. But the feeling of you going to hit, the feeling of you going to hit is coming from your authentic self. Why you have to wait so long is coming from your ego. Everything happens in divine time, and divine timing basically means whatever timetable you set up for yourself and your authentic self before you got here. That's the thing about the lottery I learned. The biggest lesson I learned about the lottery is that when I was playing the lottery and I was manifesting the lottery, even up to today doing the lottery, and I've got this grasp, the thing I learned is no matter I got the right numbers and I know they're going to come out, I can't control a specific date. I could never do that. The only thing I know is that whenever, and I've watched this, all those wins I have, every time I won, it happened at the right time for me. I can't make that up. That's why I say, okay, everything happens in divine timing. And that's another reason I got into like the flow state, like that. Don't care, Mark, just flow. Because everything's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. At the right time for me when it's supposed to happen. And that is a huge relief. That takes a lot of pressure off of me, man. It takes a lot of pressure off of you. Yeah, it's a feeling. Someone says, I won a few times, it's a feeling. They should teach us this in school. We say this all the time, but that's what the Matrix wants. I agree they should teach in school, because if it would, people would have so much more mental health and they'll be so much ahead. How long does it take to remove limiting beliefs? 90 days. Around 90 days you should get those. 90 days with auto-hypnosis. That's auto-hypnosis is using subliminals while you sleep. Now, with seeing hypnotherapy or hypnotherapist, I don't know particularly. Someone make a comment on with hypnosis. I don't know how long it takes with hypnosis. With self-hypnosis, it can take you 2 weeks when you do it yourself with self-hypnosis. Mark, how do you control yourself when you got so many things that interest you, like a kid in a candy store? Well, that's where it comes to the discipline. That's where discipline comes in. That's why I talk about, high achievers, top of the line people, they have discipline. They can go in a candy store and they can be selected. They don't have to go in a candy store and take all the candy and come out in my life. They can go in a candy store and they can hold back. They can be reserved. That's where the discipline comes in. So you have to be disciplined. You have to practice discipline on that. Mark, can we manifest anything with the law of assumption? Yes, indeed. You can manifest anything once you expect it and you apply the belief. It will happen. How important is it to put a time frame on what you want? You put a time frame on what we call immediate goals in the conscious mind, like planning something or like work schedule. Don't put a time frame on your particular manifestation. You put a time frame in the linear world. Example, okay, I got to do this by next week. I got to go there. Linear time frame is good, but I always advise, don't put time frame on your manifestation. Don't say in the next 2 years I should do. Just see everything is now. Like, just declare what you want and expect it. Because time doesn't really exist. It's really irrelevant. It's just a concept. And when we put time frame, the reason you don't want to put time frame, guys, is because you really don't want, your ego is already in this. You don't want your ego to be more in it. When you put time on it, you put more stress on your ego. If your ego is stressed, you're going to be stressed. Because your ego always wants to prove stuff to you. Always wants to like show you up. It always wants to get like, When you put a time frame, your ego's always going to look for it and like expect it and like, where is it at? And then you're going to get disappointment because you're going to put yourself up to this deadline and you're going to create so much resistance because you're going to try to like get your ego to prove it wrong. See how it works, guys? All right, guys. So I think we did 2 hours today. That's good. So that's good content information for you. I will see you again. So continue and remember, rewatch this because this is a very, very good topic for you guys. And I'll see you again. Bye.